Ready?
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir. We are now ready, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sir, allow us to conduct the roll call, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Bids and Awards Committee for this afternoon. Please acknowledge once your name is called. For our presiding officer, our chairman, Captain Edgardo G. Diaz, sir.
Yeah, present.
Vice Chairman, Attorney Roberto Martin Buenaventura.
Present.
For our members, Engineer Arnold Balucating, Engineer Arnel Boyolado,
Present.
Miss Amneris Gabriel, Engineer Elmer E. Gomez.
Present.
For the provisional member from ANS, Engineer June Gagtan.
Present.
For the technical working group, Attorney Frank Edward Marty, Maria Cristina Bolonon,
Present online.
Mr. John Christian Cala, Odessa Cortez, Mr. Jose Marie Anthony Elio, Mr. Alfred Sheldon Ceballos, Engineer Jofferan Joseph Torrefranca.
Present. Good afternoon.
For the BAC Secretariat, Engineer Leandro Varquez, Miss Eloisa Casemiro, Miss Alma Bella Hilo,
Present online.
Mr. Romar O. Palivino, Thomas Duc Santos, Miss Nina Cristel Romasanta, and Miss Sandra
Present
Serdan. And Miss Sandra Serdan. For today's meeting, sir, we also invited observers from the Commission on Audit, Sir Adelfo. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon po.
PCCI, IAS, ASFI.
Present online.
That's all for the roll call, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So let's proceed with the items.
Yes, sir. The first item of our this afternoon's meeting, sir, is the submission and opening of bids for the project entitled Supply and Delivery of Air Traffic Light Gun Project ID number 22-01005 in with an ABC of 3,720,000 pesos. 3,720,000 pesos. This is an ANS project. For the information of the committee, sir, we received two bid proposals. One from Colby Resources Philippines and the other one is from Evercon Builders and Equipment Corporation. Sir, may we request to admit our bidders for this project, sir?
Yeah, let's proceed.
Good afternoon, bidders. Welcome to the opening of bids for the project Supply and Delivery of Air Traffic Light Gun. For records purposes, can you state your name and the company you represent, please? We start with Evercon Builders and Equipment Corporation.
Good afternoon to everybody. I'm Shirley Lagura, representative of Evercon Builders.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Welcome. Next, from Colby Resources Philippines.
Good afternoon. I'm Leia Arsolon from Colby Resources Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. We now proceed, Mr. Chair, with the opening of the submitted proposal. First is from Evercon Builders and Equipment Corporation. To the representative, please, can you confirm, ma'am, if this is your submitted bid?
Confirm.
Mr. Chair, permission to proceed with the opening.
Proceed.
The submitted proposal of Evercon is labeled with signature and properly sealed. Inside the main envelope or two envelopes, the original eligibility or technical component and the original financial component. The submitted eligibility or technical component of Evercon has tabbings, pagination, and with signature and initial in each page. Checklist, please.
Checklist. Valid PhilJobs registration certificate.
Certificate of PhilJobs registration, platinum membership issued to Evercon Builders and Equipment Corporation, valid until November 17, 2022. Submitted.
Registration certificate from SEC, DTI, and CDA.
SEC certificate, registration date, December 20, 1977. SEC certificate number 77301. Submitted.
Mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located.
Mayor's permit issued by City of Manila with an expiration date December 31, 2022. Submitted.
Tax clearance per EO number 398.
Tax clearance stamp received by BIR. Tax clearance issued last February 2, 2022 and valid until February 2, 2023. Submitted.
Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started.
Statement of all government and private contracts. Submitted.
Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid.
Statement of single largest completed contract, similar in nature and complexity as of the project. Submitted.
Original copy of bid security.
Bid security in the form of bid securing declaration, signed and notarized. Submitted.
Conformity with the technical specifications.
Schedule of requirements with technical specifications, signed. Submitted.
Original duly signed Omnibus sworn statement.
Omnibus sworn statement, signed and notarized. Submitted.
Legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP ELS.
Legal clearance issued to Evercon Builders and Equipment Corporation, signed by Attorney Mark Nestor Mendoza of ELS, valid until October 25, 2022. Submitted.
Certification under oath attesting that they have no pending cases against the government.
Certification of no pending case against the government, signed by Mr. Mario Ong, the file, and notarized, submitted.
The supplier's audited financial statements showing, among others, the supplier's total and current assets and liabilities stamped received by the BAR.
Audited financial statement, date of filing, May 11, 2022, submitted.
The prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC,
NFCC of Evercon Builders in the amount of 4,689,425,464 pesos and 05 centavos. The NFCC is also signed, submitted.
duly signed joint venture agreement, if applicable.
Not applicable.
Other documentary requirements under RA 9184 for foreign bidders claiming by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos. Certification from the relevant government office of their country stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in government procurement activities for the same item or product.
Not applicable. Submitted.
Certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity.
Also not applicable. Submitted.
Let it be all.
Mr. Chair, the submitted technical or eligibility component of Evercon Builders Corporation is initially rated as passed. Sir, we now proceed with the opening for Colby Resources Philippines.
Can I proceed?
Thank you, sir. To the representative of Colby, please, ma'am, can you confirm if this is your submitted bid?
Confirm po.
Thank you, ma'am. Inside the submitted main envelope are two envelopes, the original technical component and the original financial component. The submitted original technical component of Colby Resources has stubbings, pagination, and with signature initials in each page. Checklist, please.
Checklist under technical component. Valid PhilJEPS registration certificate.
Certificate of PhilJEPS registration, platinum membership issued to Colby Resources Philippines, valid until July 14, 2023, submitted.
Registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, DTI, or CDA.
Colby Resources submitted the DTI certificate with certificate number 05985842 with an expiration date of May 14, 2024, submitted.
Mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located.
Mayor's permit issued by the City of Bacolod, valid until December 31, 2022, submitted.
Tax clearance.
Tax clearance with an expiration date of July 21, 2022. And they also submitted an updated tax clearance with validity until July 20, 2023. Submitted.
Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started.
Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts submitted.
Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid.
SLCC submitted.
Original copy of bid security.
Bid security in the form of bid securing declaration, signed and notarized, submitted.
Conformity with the technical specifications.
Schedule of requirements with technical specification, signed, submitted.
Original duly signed Omnibus sworn statement, or OSS. If applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative.
Omnibus sworn statement, signed with signature and also notarized, submitted.
Legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP ELS.
Legal clearance issued by ELS issued to Kobe Resources Philippines, signed by Attorney Mark Nestor Mendoza, Chief of ELS, valid until December 17, 2022, submitted.
Certification under oath attesting that they have no pending cases against the government.
Certification of no pending case against the government, signed and notarized, submitted.
The supplier's audited financial statements showing, among others, the supplier's total and current assets and liabilities stamped received by the BAR.
Audited financial statement received by BIR March 31, 2022, submitted.
The prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC.
NFCC of Colby Resources in the amount of 12,729,180 pesos. The NFCC is also signed, submitted,
Joint venture agreement, if applicable.
not applicable.
For the other documentary requirements under RA 9184, for foreign bidders claiming by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos.
Not
Cer-
applicable.
Certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity.
Also not applicable.
That would be all, sir.
Mr. Chair, the submitted technical and eligibility component proposal of Colby Resources Philippines is initially rated as passed. Sir, we now proceed with the opening of the financial component. Permission to proceed, sir.
Proceed.
First is from Evercon Builders and Equipment Corporation. The submitted financial component of Evercon has tabbings, pagination, and signature on each page. Checklist, please.
Checklist under financial component. Original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule.
Price schedule in the form of bill of quantities submitted.
Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form.
The financial bid form of Evercon Builders signed by the Vice President, Lolita Ong. And the financial bid of Evercon is 3,168,000 pesos with no discount and within the ABC of the project. Again, the financial bid of Evercon is 3,168,000 pesos with no discount and within the ABC of the project. The next financial bid is from Colby Resources. The submitted financial component of Colby Resources has tabbings, pagination, and signature on each page. So, checklist, please.
Checklist. Original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule.
Price schedule submitted.
Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form.
The financial bid of Colby Resources is signed, and the financial bid amount is 3,720,000 pesos with no discount and within the ABC. Again, it's 3,720,000 pesos with no discount and within the ABC of the project. Mr. Chair, in your screens right now is a summary of the submitted financial bid of the two bidders, the lowest being Evercon Builders and Equipment Corporation in the amount of 3,168,000 pesos, second by Colby Resources Philippines in the amount of 3,700,000 pesos. With that, Mr. Chair, the technical working group now recommends that these two submitted bids to undergo bid evaluation to determine any arithmetical correction or errors and to ascertain completeness of bids for consideration and approval of the committee, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair? Sir?
Yeah, Tony, go ahead.
Sir, the technical working group, sir, now recommends for the conduct of bid evaluation for the submitted bids of Evercon and Colby, having passed initially during the opening of bids to determine completeness of bids and to ascertain any arithmetical or mathematical computation, Mr. Chair, for consideration and approval, sir.
All right. Okay. So that's Evercon Builders. All right. Okay. Noted, attorney, and let's proceed.
Motion.
Chair.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Attorney Robbie, Mr. Chair. May
Yes.
nagsasalita ba? I'm sorry. Attorney Frank, may nagsasalita ba?
Mag-motion din po sana si Sir Elmer,
sige.
sir.
Ako na lang. To the chair, it is actually making a motion to adopt the recommendations of the TWG for the conduct of bid evaluation and the bids that were opened during this bid opening, Mr. Chair.
Second the motion, sir.
Okay. There was a motion and seconded. If there are no other clarification, then let's proceed, attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To our bidders, thank you for participating today's bid opening, and we will just inform you po of the outcome of the bid evaluation po. Thank you. You are now excused po. Thank you. Mr. Chair, the next item in our agenda is the purchase installation of ILS Iloilo International Airport. This is a pre-bid conference, but sir, due to management decision, a bid bulletin was issued to defer the conduct of pre-bid conference for this item, Mr. Chair, for the information of the committee, sir.
That is correct.
So, sir, we will now proceed with item 3.2, which is the pre-bid conference for the preventive maintenance PM servicing of building management system BMS at Philippine Air Traffic Management Center with a bid number 22-007-04 bid with an ABC of 2,178,800 pesos. This is an ANS project, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so let's proceed.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
this is Ian of Philcox. I would like to know, would like to repeat the first message of Attorney Marty, Frank Edward Marty, because we were accepted to too late in this meeting.
Mhm.
We are here to attend the private conference for the Iloilo ILS.
Sir Ian, good afternoon.
Yes, Attorney Marty.
Sir, there is an instructions from the management, sir, that the conduct for the pre-bid conference for the ILS for Iloilo International Airport be deferred for the meantime, sir, and the BAC Secretariat will just issue a bid bulletin regarding when will be the next schedule for the pre-bid conference for this project, sir.
Okay. Noted, Attorney Marty, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. We will the conference, by the way.
Thank you, Sir Ian.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you.
To continue, Mr. Chair, for the preventive maintenance, the ANS technical working group is ready to present for this. But before the presentation, Mr. Chair, may we request from the Secretariat, sir, to admit the prospective bidders for this project. Mr. Chair, for the information of the committee, no prospective bidders inquired or asked for a link for this particular project, but we will still continue, Mr. Chair, for the presentation of this project, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
ANSTWG, please go ahead.
Thank you, Attorney. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the BAC. Good afternoon, sir. This is for the pre-bid conference for the project preventive maintenance servicing of building management system at Philippine Air Traffic Management Center. This is a rebid project under bid number 2022-007-04 Alpha rebid. So in this presentation, we'll be discussing the invitation to bid, the ITB with the corresponding BDS, the SCCs, the schedule of requirements, the technical specifications, the checklist, and I believe there are no prospective bidder. So we'll be omitting the last discussion, which is the discussion clarification under the outline. Under the invitation to bid, the CAAP through the CAAP Corporate Operating Budget of fiscal year 2022 intends to apply the total sum of 2,178,800 pesos, being the approved ABC or approved budget for the contract, to payments under the contract for the preventive maintenance servicing of building management system at Philippine Air Traffic Management Center. The table describes the 6 items required for the preventive maintenance. Number 1 item is the fire detection and alarm system and the FM200 fire suppression system. Number 2, the CCTV. Number 3, the electronic door lock and intrusion detection system. Number 4, the PA system. Number 5, the BMS and including the power management system. And number 6 is the local area network. Bids received in excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at bid opening. And CAAP invites bids for the above procurement project, and delivery of services is required semi-annually for a period of 1 year. Bidders should have completed within 5 years from the date of submission of and receipt of bids a similar contract to the project, and the description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding document, particularly in section 2, the instruction to bidders. Bidding will be conducted through an open competitive bidding procedure using a non-discretionary pass-fail criterion as is specified in the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens, sole proprietorship, partnerships, or organizations with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines and to citizens or organizations of a country, and the laws or regulations of which grant similar rights or privileges to Filipino citizens pursuant to RA 5183. Prospective bidders may obtain further information from CAAP and inspect the bidding documents at the address given during office hours from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. from Mondays to Friday, except declared holidays, weekends, and suspension of work. Complete set of bidding documents may be acquired until the deadline of submission of bids from CAAP at the BAC office, Mayor Road, Pasay City, and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding document. Pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPB in the amount of 5,000 pesos. The procuring entity shall allow the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees through email. Bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission at the office address given on or before the 15th of September 2022 at 2 p.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated in the ITB Clause 14. The bid opening shall be on the 15th of September at 2 p.m. at CAAP back office and or via online conference through Google Meet. Bids will be opened in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend the activity. The CAAP reserves the right to reject any and all the bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to the contract award in accordance with Section 35.6 and 41 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. You may visit the following websites for downloading the bidding documents. For further information, bidders may refer to Engineer Leandro R. Marquez, the overall head BAC Secretariat, at the given address and telephone number. For the ITB, for under the bid data sheet section, specifically for section 5.3 under eligible bidders. For this purpose, contracts similar to the project shall be preventive maintenance servicing of building management system and completed within 5 years prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. For requirements under subcontract, subcontracting is not allowed for this project. For ITB 12, Section 12, under bid prices, the bid price of the goods shall be quoted DDP at CAAP Mia Road, Pasay City, or the applicable Incoterms for this project. Under bid security 14.1, the bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. The amount of not less than 43,576, which is equivalent to 2% of the ABC. If the bid security is in cash, cashier's or manager's check, bank draft or bank guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit, or letter B, the amount of not less than 108,940 pesos, which is equivalent to 5% of the ABC if the bid security is in surety bond. Under sealing and marking of bids, each and every page thereof shall be initialed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs or ear tabs and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form such as page 3 of 100. Pagination shall be sequential all throughout the documents inside the envelope. Bids not complying with the above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. Number 2, each bidder shall submit 1 copy of the first and second components of its bid. Under 19.3, for the detailed evaluation of and comparison of bids, partial bid is not allowed, and that the goods are grouped in a single lot and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. For requirements under post-qualification, no further instruction under 20.1. For Section 21 of the ITB, under signing of the contract, for 21.1, under the bid data sheet, a certificate of site inspection duly signed by the ANS facility in charge of Manila CNS ATM facility or his authorized representative. And letter B, per CAAP memorandum dated September 8, 2018, a certification under oath attesting that they have no pending case or cases against the government, in addition to the eligibility requirements for bidders as prescribed under the revised implementing rules and regulation of the RA 9184. And number 2 requirements, the legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP ELS with respect to the non-pendency of any cases of prospective bidders against the authority. Under GCC, for Section 1, under delivery and documents, delivery of the goods shall be made by the supplier in accordance with the terms specified in Section 7, Section 6 or the Schedule of Requirements, and that for this purpose, the procuring entity's representative at the project site is Engineer Gilmar D. Tiro, the ANSFIC of the Manila CNS ATM facility. For incidental services, the supplier is required to provide all of the following services, including additional services, if any, specified in Section 6 of the Schedule of Requirements. Letter A, furnishing of tools and equipment required for maintenance. Under advance payment, on terms of payment, the terms of payment shall be as follows. Letter A, first billing after the completion of the first semi-annual preventive maintenance, and then the second billing will be after the completion of the second semi-annual preventive maintenance. For inspections and tests, not applicable. For the detailed schedule of requirements, listed on screen are 45 items that is included in the preventive maintenance, starting with the FDAS systems and the FM200 systems, and then the CCTV, the EDL and the IDS, the public address system, the BMS and the PMS, and lastly, the local area network. For the technical specifications, as required under the approved Philippine bidding document, shown on screen are items 1 to 13, describing all the scope of work under the project. Checklist for the project. For the technical component envelope, which shall contain the legal document, the technical document, and the financial document. This shall be inside one envelope. And then for the checklist on the financial component envelope, the original, duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, and the price schedules. So the price schedules may either be for goods offered from within the Philippines or goods offered from abroad. And forms may be downloaded, or all forms, GPPB forms may be downloaded at this website or link. That ends the presentation for the pre-bid conference for the PM servicing of BMS at Philippine ATMC. Thank you and good afternoon.
Mr. Chair, we can now proceed, we can now close item 3.2 and proceed to item 3.3, Mr. Chair, with your permission, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, proceed.
So, item 3.3 is for the pre-bid conference for the supply and delivery of 30 pieces of 20-liter Pail lubricating gear oil to various radar sites. Bid number for this project is 22-004-04. This is a rebid with an ABC of 1.5 million pesos. This is an ANS downloaded project. This is an ANS project, sir. May we request from the Secretariat if we have prospective bidders for this project? Secretariat? Okay. Sir, we have one prospective bidder requesting to admit the bidder, sir.
Okay, proceed with the bidder.
Mr. Alhon, please. Sir, for records purposes, kindly state your name and the company you represent, please. Mr. Alhon?
Good afternoon po, sir. John Soriano po of Aljon International Corporation po.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, welcome to the pre-bid conference for the supply and delivery of 30 pieces 20-liter Pail lubricating gear oil to various radar sites. The ANS Technical Working Group will present these projects, sir, for Engineer ANS, please.
Thank you, Attorney. Welcome leaders for this is for the private conference for the project supply and delivery of 30 pieces 20-liter Pail lubricating gear oil to various radar sites. This is also a rebid project under bid number 22-004-04 Alpha. For today's presentation, we'll be discussing the invitation to bid, the instruction to bidders with corresponding BDS, and then the SCC, and the schedule of requirements. And next is the technical specification, the checklist for this project. And then later on, we'll have a open discussion regarding and if there are any clarification or questions regarding the requirements of the project. For the invitation to bid, CAAP through the CAAP Corporate Operating Budget Fiscal Year 2022 intends to apply the total sum of 1,500,000 being the approved budget for the contract to payments under the contract for supply and delivery of 30 pieces 20-liter Pail lubricating gear oil to various radar sites with CAAP project ID 22-004-04 Alpha. The on screen is the description of the requirement for item 1, 30 pails of 20-liter Pail packaging synthetic high-performance gear and multi-purpose oil with Clubber Comp Lube technology, Clubber lubrication, and Clubber Synth GEM 4-220N or its equivalent, with the following specifications. The table describes the minimum and maximum characteristics for viscosity grade, viscosity at 40 degrees at 100 degrees centigrade, the viscosity index, the pour point, flash point, and then the density at 15 degrees centigrade. For the delivery sites, for each site, there will be 3 pails to be delivered. For Apari Radar Station, located in Cagayan, the Lawag Radar Station, which is in Ilocos Norte, Palawan Radar Station in Puerto Princesa, Palawan, the Manila Radar Station in Pasay, the Mactan Radar Station in Cebu and Mount Magic, and Calibo Radar in Aklan, Davao Radar in Davao City, Bacolod Radar in Negros, and Zamboanga Radar in Zamboanga del Sur. Bids received in excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at bid opening, and CAAP now invites bids for the above procurement project, and delivery of goods is required within 85 calendar days, and bidders should have completed within 5 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2I, Instruction to Bidders. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretionary pass or fail criterion as specified in the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184, and bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens, sole proprietorship, partnerships, or organizations with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines, and to citizens or organizations of a country, the laws or regulations of which grant similar rights or privileges to Filipino citizens pursuant to RA 5183. Prospective bidders may obtain further information from CAAP and inspect the bidding documents at the address given during 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the back office, CAAP, Mir Road, Pasay City, and a complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders until the deadline of submission of bids from the given address and website below, and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding document pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by GPPB in the amount of 5,600 pesos. The CAAP allows the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees presenting the official receipt. It may be It may be also downloaded free of charge from the website of the PhilJeps and CAAP, provided that bidders shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of the bids. Bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission at the office address given on or before the 15th of September 2022 at 2 p.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated in ITB Clause 14. Bid opening shall be on the 15th of September 2022 at CAAP back office and or via online conference through Google Meet. Bids will be opened in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend activity. The CAAP reserves the right to reject any and all bids or declare a failure bidding or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with Section 35.6 and 41 of the 2016 revised IRR of 9184 without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. For further information, bidders may refer to Engineer Leandro R. Varquez, the overall head BAC Secretariat at the given address and telephone number. Bidders may also visit the following websites listed in the screen. So, under instruction to bidders with corresponding BDS, under eligible bidders for this purpose, contracts similar to the project shall be the supply and delivery of oil and lubricants and must be completed within 5 years prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. For subcontracts, subcontracting is not allowed for this project. Under bid prices, the bid price of goods shall be quoted DDP to CAAP radar sites or the applicable Incoterms for this project. For bid security under 14.1, the bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. The amount of not less than 30,000, which is equivalent to 2% of the ABC, if the bid security is in cash, cashier's or manager's check, bank draft or bank guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit, or letter B option, the amount of not less than 75,000, which is equivalent to 5% of the ABC if bid security is in surety bond. Under the sealing and marking of bids, Section 15, each and every page thereof shall be initialed by the duly authorized representative or representatives of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical, and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs or ear tabs and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form, such as page 3 of 100. Pagination shall be sequential all throughout the documents inside the envelope. Bids not complying with the above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. Number 2, each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second components of the bid. For Section 19.3, under detailed evaluation and comparison of bids, partial bid is not allowed. The goods are grouped in a single lot and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. For post-qualification requirement, no further instruction for this requirement. Under Section 21 of the ITB, per CAAP memorandum dated September 2018, all prospective bidders shall be required to submit the following: a certification under oath that they have no pending case or cases against the government, in addition to the eligibility requirements for bidders as prescribed under the revised RRR of RA 9184. And number 2 requirement is the submission of a legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP ELS with respect to the non-pendency of any cases of prospective bidders against the authority. For the SCC, under scope of contract, under also specific to delivery and documents. For purpose of this clause, the procuring entity's representative at the project sites are the facility in charge or shift supervisor. Under section 2.2, partial or staggered delivery of goods is not applicable for this project. Under inspections and tests, the inspections and tests that will be conducted will be physical inspection of the goods. For schedule of requirements, as also presented earlier in the instruction or in the invitation to bid, on screen are the requirements for the supply and delivery of 20-liter pail packaging, synthetic high-performance gear, and multipurpose oil with Clubber Lube technology, Clubber Lubrication, Clubber Synth, GEM 4-220N or its equivalent. So there'll be 3 pails per radar site to be delivered, a total of 30 pails within 85 calendar days. For the technical specifications, on screen is the required specifications for the gear oil, for type synthetic, polyalpha olefin with the following characteristics on viscosity, pour point, flash point, and density. And delivery terms stated is shipment of 3 pails each of the 10 radar sites after the physical inspection of the goods at CAAP Near Road, Pasay City. The price shall be inclusive of VAT and delivery or shipping fee to various sites, and it shall be delivered within the period of 85 calendar days with a warranty of 3 months. For the bidder's checklist, under the technical component envelope, bidder shall include the legal documents, the technical documents, and the financial documents for inside the technical component envelope. And for the second envelope, which is the financial component envelope, the original duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and the original duly signed and accomplished price schedules. So the price schedule may be for goods offered from within the Philippines or goods offered from abroad. And all forms, including the price schedules, may be downloaded at the GPPB website. Okay, the floor is now open for any clarification regarding the requirements of the project. Mr. Chair. The end user is also present if you have any specific clarification on the technical specifications.
Sir, good afternoon po sa lahat po. Yung sa technical specification, sir, wala naman pong question. Yun lang po sa regarding sa legal clearance po. If I may po.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, actually, sir, nakakuha na po kami ng legal clearance nung sumali po kami sa Bicol International Airport po. Ang question ko lang po is, kailangan po ba kami mag-apply, mag-request ulit dyan po sa central office, or can we use yung binigay po sa amin ng Bicol International Airport?
Sir, I believe the legal clearance is specific to the project being proposed. So you have to get a new legal clearance for for this project, sir?
Mga usually, sir, how many days po? If magre-request po kami, let's say, tomorrow, mag-request kami, how many days po natin ma-receive po, if ever po, para ma-compile namin sa documents po.
Attorney Frank?
Yes, sir, Doc.
The bidder is clarifying if how many days can the legal clearance be issued with them, or they are also clarifying if their old legal clearance is already acceptable.
Sir, actually, there is a validity for the legal clearance, so it is valid on a specific date. So, hello, sorry. Sorry po, nagfe-feedback lang po dito. So, yung validity po, yung tinitingnan po natin doon sa legal clearance po. But I guess the legal clearance can be secured naman po fast po kung kukuha po agad kayo ngayon.
Sige po, sir. Ilan na lang po. Request na lang po ng panibagong legal clearance po. Yun lang po, sir. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po. Any other questions po from our prospective bidders? Or clarification po?
Wala na po, sir. Very clear naman po yung presentation po. We appreciate po.
Thank you. From TMSS po, may question po kay ma'am. Ma'am, you're on mute po. TMMS, you are on mute po. Anyway po, as a reminder po, yung bidders, prospective bidders pa naman po, you still have the opportunity to raise your questions or clarifications 10 days before the opening of bids. Sumulat lang po kayo sa aming BAC chair through our BAC secretariat para po dun sa mga clarifications at saka mga questions niyo po.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon po, ma'am. TMMS.
Sir, hindi po agad kasi ako nakakonect kanina. Sir, I am representing NCH Philippines. And this will be our first time ever. Sir, ang question ko lang ho, you mean all documents should be initialed by the representative?
Yes, ma'am. All the pages po, all the documents po has to be... yes po. Meron po siyang naka-paginated at the same time may initial po or signature ng authorized representative po.
Opo, okay. Thank you, sir. That's all, sir.
You're welcome po, ma'am.
Sir, sir, ito ba, sir, instruction to bidders? Nada-download to, sir? Or part, sir, ng bid docs na bibilhin?
Ma'am, kasama po siya sa bid docs po na bibilhin po. So, nandun po yung lahat ng mga instructions po at the same time, mga requirements and the documents that needs to be submitted, that need to be submitted po.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome po, ma'am. So, Mr. Chair, considering that we do not have any other questions po from our prospective bidders, sir, we can now close this item, sir, and we can now excuse our bidders, prospective bidders, sir.
Mr. Chair?
Good.
Sir, si Florian Atienza po ng ANS. I am the end user for this project. So we will be requesting for the issuance of a bid bulletin regarding the SLCC since this gear oil is considered expendable supply or consumable. Nakalagay po kasi dati sa bid docs is 50% yung SLCC, 50% of the ABC. So for the expendable supplies or consumables, it is 25% of the ABC. So So we'll be requesting for the issuance of the bid bulletin. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Attorney, is that possible?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we will request the ANS Technical Working Group, Mr. Chair, in coordination with the end user to prepare the necessary bid bulletin reflecting the suggestion or the comments of the end user, sir. Or since there are changes in the requirements, sir, it's possible, sir. So we will just issue the necessary bid bulletin, sir.
All right.
Chair.
Go ahead.
Yes, Attorney Rob here. Attorney Frank, just to add to the discussion, so this would necessarily change the dates for the opening and the submission of bids. Is that correct, Attorney Frank?
No, sir, it will not change the date, sir, because we will be issuing the bid bulletin, sir. Perhaps we can issue it tomorrow, so we comply with the 7-day requirement, sir.
All right, just making clear so that the bidders and the prospective bidders are aware of the necessary dates. Let's announce any changes if there are any. Kung meron na. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other concern?
Sa amin po sir, sa Algen po, wala na po. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Okay, attorney.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. You are now excused po. Pwede na po kayong mag-leave sa room po. Secretariat, please, can you please remove the prospective bidders for this project? So we now proceed, Mr. Chair, with item 3.4. This is for the pre-bid conference of the emergency repair of damaged areas at Siquijor Airport due to Typhoon Odette. The bid number for this is 22-008-05. This is a rebid, and the ABC for this project is 6,351,219 pesos and 64 centavos. This is an ADMS project, Mr. Chair. And as per information from our BAC Secretariat, Mr. Chair, we have a prospective bidder, only one, but the bidder manifested that they will not be joining for today's pre-bid, Mr. Chair. But anyway, sir, we will proceed with the presentation. Engineer Sheldon Cevallos, sir, will present for the ADMS.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you and good afternoon, Mr. Chair, and the members of the Bids and Awards Committee. I will be presenting the pre-bid conference presentation for the emergency repair of damaged areas at Siquijor Airport due to Typhoon Odette with a bid number 22-008-05 Alpha Rebid. For the IPB clause 1.0 requirement, the procuring entity is Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, CAAP. The name of the contract, emergency repair of damaged areas at Siquijor Airport due to Typhoon Odette. The funding source is the government of the Philippines through the source of fund CAAP APP MOE CY 2022 in the amount of 6,351,000 219 pesos and 64 centavos. For the ITB Clause 3.0 requirement, Certificate of Site Inspection, or the Annex B, Form 1, shall be duly signed by Attorney Rafael A. Tatlonghari, the Civil Aviation Area Manager for the Area 7, or his duly authorized representative, is required to be submitted. This shall include all the following documents as attachment to the Certificate of Site Inspection and shall form part of the bidder's technical documents. A copy of company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection and the copy of the airport or the facility visitor logbook and the picture of the proposed site, including the personnel who conducted the site inspection, together with Attorney Rafael Tatlonghari or his duly authorized representative. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. So, showing you the example of the site inspection certificate, the company ID, and the airport logbook. Okay. For the ITB Clause 5.2 requirement, for this purpose, similar contracts shall be referred to contracts which have the same major categories of work, which shall be building construction, improvement, rehabilitation, or repair. ITB Clause 7.1, subcontracting is not allowed for this project. For the ITB Clause 10.1 requirement, bidder shall submit all eligibility and technical documents as specified in Section 10. So the checklist of technical and financial documents will be discussed later. For the ITB Clause 10.3 requirement, valid pickup license or special pickup license in case of joint ventures and registration for small B, category C and D for vertical works, building industrial plant for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. So bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. For ITB Clause 10.4 requirement, the minimum work experience requirements for key personnel are the following. The key personnel, project civil engineer, electrical engineer, master electrician, construction foreman, safety and health officer with 5 years in general engineering and 3 years in building construction, improvement, rehabilitation, or repair. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. For the ITB Clause 10.5 requirement, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. We have 2 units jackhammer, 1 unit 1-bagger concrete mixer, 1 unit bulldozer, 1 unit payloader, 3 units dump truck, 1 unit motorized road grader, 1 unit vibratory single smooth drum roller, 1 unit water truck, 2 units concrete vibrator, 1 unit mechanical bar cutter, 1 unit concrete saw, 2 units manual bar cutter, 2 units welding machine, 2 units acetylene cutting torch with corresponding specifications. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. For ITB Clause 11.1 requirement, the discounts stated in the financial bid form shall be computer written with the same font style and size as the whole text of the said form. Discounts that are either handwritten, typewritten, or computer written in other font style and size shall not be considered. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. Additional requirement for 11.1 ITB clause. The second bid envelope shall contain the financial documents for the bid as specified in Section 10. Checklists of technical and financial documents. This shall include the complete accomplishment of all the following documents as stated and required under Section 8 of these bidding documents and shall form part of the bidder's financial documents. First is the original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. The Bill of Quantities or the BOQ was Annex C Form 1, the Summary of Bid Proposal or the Annex C Form 2, the Bill of Materials and Cost Estimates as the Annex C Form 3, the summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid, or the Annex C Form 5, Form 4, 5, and 6, and cash flow by quarter and payment schedule as the Annex C Form 7. Modifications and/or alterations in the stated requirements in the financial document forms like the BOQ, the summary of bid proposal, and bill of materials and cost estimates shall not be allowed. Applicable CAAP BAC standard forms included in these bidding documents shall be complied in accordance with the prescribed forms under Section 9 Bidding Forms, Annexes A and B. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. For the ITB Clause 11.2 requirement, bid exceeding the ABC of the project shall be disqualified. ITB Clause 15.1 requirement, the bid security shall be in a form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. First is the amount of not less than 2% of ABC. If bid security is in cash, cashier's or manager's check, bank draft, or guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit. Then the other one is the amount not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond. For ITB Clause 16.0 or ITB Clause 16, each and every page thereof shall be initiated or signed by the duly authorized representative or representatives of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical, and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs or ear tab and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form. For example, page 3 of 100. Page number of the last page of the document per envelope basis. Then pagination should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. So showing you the examples of the table of content, the index tab, the signature per page, and the pagination. For the ITB Clause 16 additional requirement, each bidder shall submit one original copy of technical eligibility component and financial component. Also, all envelopes must be labeled as follows. A, the name of the contract to be bid in capital letters. Name and address of the bidder in capital letters. Name and address of the procuring entities BAC identified in the ITB Clause number 10.1. The document shall bear the specific identification of this bidding process indicated in the invitation to bid. And it shall bear a warning, do not open before the date and time for the opening of bids in accordance with ITB Clause 21. And last, for the ITB Clause 16, the procuring entity's address is Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, Mia Road, corner Ninoy Aquino Avenue, 1300, Pasay City, Metro Manila. In the name of Captain Edgardo G. Diaz, Chairman, Bids and Awards Committee. For ITB Clause 17, as stated, the address for back office is the same at Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, Mia Road, corner Ninoy Aquino Avenue, 1300 Pasay City, Metro Manila. The deadline for submission of bids is at September 15, 2022 at 2 p.m. For ITB Clause 18 requirement, the place of bid opening is CAAP Conference Room, at Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, Mia Road, corner Ninoy Aquino Avenue, Pasay City, Metro Manila. So again, the date and time of bid opening is at September 15, 2022 at 2 p.m. For ITB Clause 19.2 requirement, partial bid is not allowed. The infrastructure project is packaged in a single lot, and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. ITB Clause 20 requirement, the bidder with the lowest calculated bid, LCB, that complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions shall submit its latest income and business tax returns filed through the electronic filings and payment system, or EFPS, the business licenses and permits required by law, or the registration certificate, mayor's permit, tax clearance, and pickup license. C is for latest audited financial statement, and lastly, the key personal licenses. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with the Section 69 of the IRR of RA 9184. For ITB Clause 21 requirement, the following relevant project documents are required to be submitted by the successful bidder who submitted the lowest calculated response bid as part of the contract agreement during its signing. First is the construction schedule, the bar chart and S-curve, the PERT CPM network diagram, the manpower schedule, the construction methods, the equipment utilization schedule, and the construction safety and health programs approved by the Department of Labor and Employment. So showing you the sample of forms included in the bid documents. Please proceed. Okay. So these are the forms. Okay. Please proceed. Okay. To continue with the checklist, as mentioned earlier, the checklist of technical and financial documents. For the technical component envelope, Class A documents. For legal documents, valid PhilJEPS registration certificate or the platinum membership, all pages. Then the registration certificate from SEC, the DTI for sole proprietorship, or from Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document. And the mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. And the tax clearance per EO number 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the BIR. And for the technical documents, requirements or the statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in the nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Next is the statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, or the SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. Then the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, or the PICAB license, or special PICAB license in case of joint ventures, and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid, and joint resolution. Then original copy of bid security. If in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. For the technical documents, project requirements, this shall include the following: the organizational chart for the contract to be bid, the list of contractors' key personnel, example, the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, and foreman, to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. Then the list of contractors' major equipment units, which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be. Then the original duly signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in the case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the omnibus sworn statement and do acts to represent the bidders. This shall include all the following documents as attachment to the omnibus sworn statement. First is the certification under oath attesting that they have no pending case or cases against the government. In addition to the eligibility requirements as prescribed under the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations of RA 9184. Legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP Enforcement and Legal Service with respect to the non-pending cases of the prospective bidders against this authority, and bid bulletins if applicable. Additional requirement, another requirement is the certificate of site inspection duly signed by Attorney Rafael Tatlonghari of the CAAP area manager for Area 7 or his duly authorized representative. Note that the contractor who will conduct the site inspection shall coordinate with Attorney Tatlonghari prior to site inspection in order for him to designate a representative who will accompany them to the project site. This shall include all the following documents as attachment to the certificate of site inspection: a copy of company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection, a copy of the airport or facility visitor's logbook, picture of the proposed site including the personnel who conducted the site inspection, together with the Attorney Rafael Tatlonghari or his duly authorized representative. For the financial document, the prospective bidders' audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidders' total and current assets and liabilities, stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. The prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or the NFCC. For Class B documents, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence. Or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the joint venture agreement in the instance that the bid is successful. For financial component envelope, these are the following requirements: original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, and other documentary requirements under RA 9184. Original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities, summary of bid proposal, bill of materials and cost estimates, summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid, and cash flow by quarter and payment schedule. So for the project technical details, scope of work, the project covers the supply of supervision, labor, materials, and equipment or tools necessary for selected areas for the emergency repair of damaged areas at Siquijor Airport due to Typhoon Odette, with the following scopes of work which shall be done in accordance with the approved plans, specifications, and provision of contract to it, with a duration of 150 calendar days, inclusive of 7 rainy or unworkable days. So for Part A, the passenger terminal building, for Part B, the improvement of vehicular passenger area. For Part C, the construction of security fence. And Part D for the construction of fungible fence. And lastly, for Part E, the distance to go markers. So for the details of those scope of works is available in our bid document. So for the general provisions for staff house, service vehicles, laptops, printers, cameras, plotters, furniture, and other materials, devices, and equipment under special item or temporary facility shall not include OCM and contractor's profit. The contractor shall be responsible in providing safety perimeter fence or security fences, personal protective equipment for staffs and workers on site while construction is ongoing. Safety reports should be prepared regularly. The contractor shall be responsible for all laboratory, material testing, building and safety permits, and survey equipments necessary in the project implementation. These expenses shall be incorporated in the contractor's overhead cost and shall not be considered as pay item. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, considering that we do not have prospective bidders attending.
To the chair, if I may, excuse. Go ahead.
May comment lang ako dun sa minimum equipment requirement. Pwede pakibalik yung slide sa minimum equipment requirement. Yan. Regarding dito sa one bagger concrete mixer. Yung one bagger kasi yan na yung capacity eh. Pwede na ba nating i-remove yung 1 cubic meter per hour? Kasi it create confusion sa mga bidders. Dapat one bagger concrete mixer lang. Wala na yung 1 cubic meter per hour siguro.
Any other comment?
Mr. Chair,
Clarifications? Yes, go ahead.
Sir, maybe, sir, we can ask comment from the end user, sir, the ADMS in relation to the comment of the DOTR representative, sir, Engineer Sore, sir.
Okay, is there somebody from ADMS?
Sir, Architect Emerson Saris po from ADMS. Sir, noted po, we will take note of your observation po. Tungkol po dun sa one bagger concrete mixer. I-check po namin yung 1 cubic meter per hour. Noted po, sir. Prepare na lang po ng bid bulletin regarding po dito sa item nito.
So, okay na ba yun? Engineer Sore?
Hey, ulit, hindi ko narinig.
Sir, noted po yung observation niyo po regarding sa
Medyo mahina, sir.
one
Medyo mahina.
bagger.
Hindi ko marinig.
Sir Jun, can you hear me?
Hello, sir? Sir Jun?
Sir Jun, sorry.
Hello, sir?
Please go.
Sir,
Hindi ko marinig.
noted po.
Please go.
Sir, noted po yung observation niyo po regarding po din sa one unit, one bagger concrete mixer.
Mahina, sir. Marinig.
Magpapaprepare na lang po ng...
Through the chair, maybe ask the secretary, maybe, I think may problem si Sir Jun hearing, kasi he can also not hear me. Maybe on the chat.
Sir June, sorry. Sir, if I may. Sir June, ADMS mentioned, sir, that they your comments are duly noted, and we will just issue the bulletin to affect your comments or your suggestion po, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Kasi nakikreate, sir, ng confusion eh. Kasi yung pag sinabing one bagger mixer, yun na, sir, yung capacity niya. So, no need to indicate the 1 cubic meter per hour. Kasi 1 cubic meter of concrete, it composed of 8 bags of cement. So, hindi kakasya, sir, sa one bagger yun.
Okay. So, thank you for the clarification, and as noted, no, si Mr. Emerson said they will change it, no. Thank you very much. So, any other clarification? Sige, attorney.
If there are no other clarifications, sir, we can close this item. And sir, we already covered all the agenda items for today's meeting, unless the committee members or the committee, sir, has other matters to discuss. We are now ready to adjourn, sir.
Okay, members, do you have any other agenda or suggestion, clarifications, comments?
No further comments, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So we can proceed with the adjournment.
Yes, Mr. Chair, hereby move for the adjournment of today's BAC meeting.
Okay, noted.
Seconded, sir.
All right. So there was a move and seconded. So we will adjourn this meeting. Attorney?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for attending today's meeting. Just an last administrative announcement. We have another meeting po on September 8th, our next meeting po, sir. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.